Welcome back, 7 past the hour. In half an hour, we'll give away a one-year gift subscription to the Malloy Show podcast downloads, commercial-free. All I have to do is get the right answer to podcast trivia. And Monday night, we're going to replay the episode 8 of Mike Malloy Radio Gumshoe that we played last hour. I've gotten a lot of email, some of it really, really kind of edgy about my hesitation in where it concerns voting and my hesitation in abandoning the Democratic Party or Obama altogether and voting green or voting independent or voting some other way. I really have, and not just because I brought it up last night, but in discussions with people over the past year, 8 months anyway, same thing. Not voting for Obama in 2012 sets up a whole wall of attitude from people that I would expect could understand the dilemma that I'm experiencing personally. To go ahead and vote for Obama sets up another wall of objection and comment. That some of it is pretty intense, like I'm a traitor or how could I, and are you stupid, and you're going to support a war criminal, and so on and so forth. I got an email here from William in Hollywood. He says, Mike, you didn't say you were voting, who you were voting for. You only said, basically, you were confused at the end. That's all I recall, because blue came on and sort of distorted everything. What troubles me about Obama most is that he can stand there knowing full well he has a kill list and ramped up the war in Afghanistan, the so-called good war, causing more death. He stands there like it is forgotten or somehow the new norm. If I were in that position and did that, I would have had to hang my head in shame and say I was wrong, yet we know he won't. No, I have no idea what being president is like to make this judgment, yet at the same time, I think most people in their right mind would agree, and Obama would have more respect. If, I think what William is saying, if some declaration of, this is a mistake, we've got to get out of here, we can't keep doing this. The United States stands before the world and hangs our head and says, we're sorry. We really are. We had no business being here. The Russians tried it and failed. The British tried it twice and failed. The Greeks tried it a couple of thousand years ago and failed. Genghis Khan tried it and failed. Pretty soon China will try it, and they too, well, they might succeed. So William's point about Obama, sure, if there was just one acknowledgement by this president, just one acknowledgement of being on a course that was absolutely counter to the idea of a democratic government, small d. Not closing Guantanamo and not stopping the so-called black sites around the world where people are still sent for torture, not ending the madness that the Bush crime family put us all into, prosecuting and threatening whistleblowers, keeping Bradley Manning locked up as if he were a goddamn Nazi war criminal, refusing to shut down both of these wars and acknowledge that the first one, the war against Iraq, was a violation of everything that the United States agreed to after World War II, plus 8, 10, 12, 15 international agreements. But Obama won't do that. He won't do it. So when I talk about, okay, I cannot continue to vote for somebody who does that. And then I get a flood of emails from people who point out some of the good, quote, quote, and I'm not being patronizing here. I'm just saying, to find good in in a pile of rubble or to find bad in the same pile of rubble, good luck if you can do that or whatever you're supposed to do. But then I get these emails from people that point out the good that Obama has done, and they cite personal experience, and which is exactly what I'm talking about, personal experience. They don't cite overarching accomplishments that this president has done. They talk about how actions that he has taken, and they have been few because the power of the executive is limited. But these letter writers who hate the fact that I seem to be abandoning Barack Obama point out on a personal level how his policy or policies have affected them in a positive way. And I think to myself, okay, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. How it's affected me in a personal way. To know that I live in a country that's run by a president who has a kill list. I mean, Jesus Christ, come on, people. But see, here I go again. And then on the other hand, I take a look at this mind-bendingly ignorant religious cult. I mean, this guy is wacko. I mean, the whole Mormon thing is a massive, monstrous lie and distortion. I mean, when they try to lay out their own history, read the Book of Mormon, you will find F up after F up. Every place you turn, historical references that are just not true, which is why Romney is such a goddamn liar. He's a Mormon. Their whole belief system is nothing but lies. I'm not talking about, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Hindu. You can pick any religion you want and say, well, this is nonsense. This is crazy. This is insane. Okay, that's right. You can. But Romney's religion is a complete lie. Everything about it is a lie. From an historical perspective, I'm not going to argue theology with them and tell them, well, your belief in God is a lie. I'm not, just from an historical perspective, if you do anything, if you delve into any kind of explanation about Mormonism, and if you're reasonably intelligent, you come to the conclusion that this is not a religion. This is a cult organization, not unlike Scientology, not unlike any kind of cult. And then I think, okay, I know, since I don't like Obama's torture policies, and I don't like Romney's mad religious cultism, I know I'll withhold my vote from both. Oh, goddamn, here it comes. Then both sides, then I get the emails. All I've tried to say, maybe I have not made it clear, is my utter and absolute confusion at this point. It's very clear to me, don't vote for Obama. It's very clear to me, don't vote for Romney. It's very clear to me, a vote for a third party is, in fact, a wasted vote. Oh, I know, if only the Green Party could get 5%. The Green Party's been trying to get 5% for how long? How long has Ralph Nader been, not this year, but, just trying to do something? And what has happened? I can go back to what I've been saying originally. The system sucks. I don't have to tell you that. You know that. So what do you want to do with the system sucking the way it does? Do you want to go ahead and vote Democrat? You want to not vote? You want to vote Republican? You want to vote Green? What do you want to do? You want to continue to play the game? What do you want to do? Or do you want to get together with 50 or 60 million of your close citizen compatriots and bring the goddamn machine to a stop? What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
No one said it would be easy. Today I spend my time making words to say about government. Ignorance, stupid-minded kids that can think for themselves every day. I'm the one around with no words to say, with attitude and no direction. I waste my time thinking I'm the next one to make a difference, to make a change, to make some sense and to rearrange the way you think. Hesitate, lose control and you will sink. Think fast, think for yourself. Don't let the world
620 KPOJ, Portland's talk, and available everywhere on iHeartRadio.
Radio right. From the left, it's Mike Malloy.
Together, we were on the ball. We did not believe in the writing on the wall. We did our best work in the dark. We did our thinking on the run. We would hang together, or they'd hang us one by one.
It's about 21 past the hour. Coming up right after this next break, podcast trivia. This hour is being sponsored, by the way, by Diane in Kansas. And I love this sponsorship. I love it. Listen, I mean, I like them all, but listen to this. I'm like, thanks for recommending Healin Hollers products. I have tried several of them, and I was not disappointed. The lemon hemp cream is divine. Thanks for all you do, Diane in Kansas. I love that. With West Nile virus out there with some mosquitoes every morning before we send Molly to school. Molly goes to public school, and they have it's a public school that still is functioning like a public school should. It has a great administration, and the teachers there are just phenomenal. I love this school. And she gets PE every day. It can be short because they really focus down hard on academics, but they get PE every day. They get music, once a week, Kathy? Once a week music. So every morning, the last thing before she leaves, and Kathy takes her to school, I pick her up, but before she leaves, I put this summer scent mosquito repellent that comes from Healin Hollers on her legs and arms and neck and forehead. And this stuff is great because it doesn't stink like insect repellent. It's all natural. And she comes home with no mosquito bites. Now, we've had, I think we've had like 12 deaths from West Nile virus here in Georgia. Texas is the state that's just being hammered with this. And pretty soon it's going to be in your neighborhood too. I mean, that's one of the one of the aspects of global climate change is a shifting in the geography for creatures that can cause you a lot of harm and death. But we've been put ever since Molly, ever since the spring, when Molly goes outside, and she spends a lot of time outside. I mean, this is a kid that does a lot of stuff outside, especially in the summer, and it's still summer here, trust me. But we put this on her, the summer scent. If you haven't tried this, you ought to get this stuff. I think it's $5. Go to Healin Hollers. Well, you can go to my website, MikeMalloy.com, and you'll see it. So what Diane is bringing up here is a very good point, and I've said it before. We have another product that we've gotten all kinds of emails about, and that is Nova Joint. I don't have that problem, so I don't know, if I start getting the stiff knuckles and elbows, and I'll probably try it. But I've gotten so many emails. And when you get a product like that advertises on your program, and the people actually use it, write this stuff. I always thought the testimonials that I saw for products was a bunch of, bull put out by a marketing department. And probably 99% of it is, but this isn't. This isn't. Anyway, I'm sorry, I get way off here. Diane in Kansas, thank you so much for the sponsorship. But anybody who lives where there's mosquitoes, I'm telling you, you got to try this. Summer scent insect repellent. I get a sponsorship and it turns into a commercial. But I've been meaning to say that about, this West Nile virus stuff freaks me out. This is real. There's no treatment for it. There's nothing, absolutely nothing you can do except, and most people who get the virus, it doesn't affect them. That's what I've been told. I don't know. That's what I hear on news reports. Well, it doesn't affect you, but the people it does affect, it can kill you. So like I said, we put Alice's Healin Hollers insect repellent on Molly every morning before she goes to school. Okay. I know. From Dennis. Mike, on some level, I understand your problem with our uniparty/two-party system, but I can't get over the fact that Willard said the ending of the Iraq occupation was tragic. He won't say how or if he would end the occupation of Afghanistan, and he calls Russia and Iran the greatest threats to America today. Not the growing chasm between the rich and poor in America. How do you pronounce that? Chasm? I don't care. President Obama is no Mike Malloy or Rachel Maddow or Norman Goldman, but yes, I'll take 4 more years of him with a progressive Congress over Willard any day. Dennis, and his last name. Okay. We're going to take a break. When we come back, podcast trivia. Kathy's going to open up the lines. So the number is 877-996-2556. Jump in here and win a podcast subscription.
When all your heroes have abandoned you, or have you abandoned them? From civilians to enemies, bombs can't discern. They just destroy all in their path. Will we ever learn? How many Iraqis per gallon?
Let's have smart talk. Something better than yelling for no reason. This is Portland's Talk, 620 KPOJ.
How many kids can you kill?